get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. You make me laugh.
I don't make anybody laugh. I don't even make myself laugh anymore. Oh. I am in a weird mood. I hope you're in a better mood than I am. That's what I'm saying. I hope you're in a better mood. If you're in a better mood, maybe I need more coffee. No, that can do it. Yeah. Good morning, Earthlings, people of Earth. It is Monday, not one of the top 7 days of the week. Monday, November 20th, 2023. Got a weird week for you, a kind of dead week, Thanksgiving week. But today we have an extra long show, which features the one and only Barry Katz as our guest in the third hour. Yes, I said third hour. Today we are on PBMT's homepage. We're streaming there for the first time. We are now officially their morning show. That's a good sign. That's something bright and cheery. PBM TV is an artist-based streaming service, and we're not sure about the business model there, to be honest with you, because, and this is part of the whole crap that I'm going through today, and we got a whole hour to talk about it with Willie and GD before our first guest in the second hour, Will Romero, who is an edgy, funny, risky comedian from El Salvador, who will be with us. But listen, it's great to be for the artist. I think I'm for the artist. Ooh, Jordan Peterson is also for the artist. Voice problems going on. Jordan's trying to I'm trying to channel Jordan. I'm not trying to. It's just forcing himself through my vocal cords. But you can't be for the artist and not care about viewership. It's all about bringing eyes to the artist and trying. You can't promote people if you're promoting artists to nobody. Numbers have kind of slipped off this week, and that's not a big thing for me. It was kind of slipping off. They've gone up and down. But we had the last 2 weeks before that were really, really off the charts good, except for the Sunday show, which GD might be a little upset about, or the Rev might be a little upset about, but the numbers were very good the last 2 weeks, and so it was natural to have a little dip. But the thing with PBM TV, I'm concerned that they really don't even care about viewership at this point. You got to care about viewers. If you're going to promote artists, you got to promote them to somebody. Somebody has to see them. That's fine. We'll help them as best we can. We'll see if we can work together to get that viewership up so that the artists that we're presenting to the world can be seen by the world, or at least some people in the world. That's the whole idea here. Because I wanted to promote this show, because I do think that Barry Katz is an extraordinary guest. I've gone out of my way to try to get him here, including throwing on an extra hour of the show just to have him here. He's on the West Coast because I do think he can add a lot of wisdom, a lot of really important insights to people who want to level up, who want to, take their career to a higher level. And he's been there. He's done it with a lot of people. We talk about gatekeepers. He knows the gatekeepers. He knows the gatekeepers' secrets. He knows exactly the blueprint for success. Now, he has a course called Blueprint for Success. And of course, we're going to be promoting that when he's on today. We'll be talking about that course. But nobody is required to buy it or take part in it in any way. But I think just in the Q&A alone about what the course involves and why it's important, there will be valuable stuff for you. Now, I got accused last night of promoting something that is taking the money out of entertainers' pockets, the little money they have, that this stuff is like a scam. And believe me, I understand that people don't get the model here. The model is everybody promotes stuff. That's the give and take here. If you're going to have a guest on, they're going to promote something, whether it's a comedy show, a concert, an album, a book, or a course, or anything else. The reason they come on is to talk about their stuff. That goes for everybody, not just people who are selling courses to entertainers. And it's not about forcibly recruiting people to give up money for a scam. Almost always, it is about a genuine offer of value. Not always. We've had some things. I don't like the way this is sitting. We've had some things on here. How about that? That's a little better. A little weird. Maybe I won't use that today. I'm sorry, I got distracted. OCD stuff. Now what are you doing? You're doing nothing. Oh, fuck it. I'm showing the Apple thing. We've had some people on who I really wish we didn't promote this stuff, scale of light technology and stuff like that. But I've called them out on that when I do think it's a scam. But it hurts me and it bothers me and I'm angered and upset. Maybe a little bit of drama queen here about this, but I don't like the insinuation that I'm promoting a scam here. I would if I tell you this, if I didn't think Barry had some value to offer you for free, just for you being here, I wouldn't have been so eager to get him on. I wouldn't be extending the show just to have him on. So I'm really offended by the comments that have been put out there on that stuff, and that's all I'm going to say about it. Willie's I don't know where the hell Willie is. He's in Saskatchewan, Canada. I think that's where he is today. So we'll bring in GD first. I'm sorry. See, I'm having an off day already. Good morning, GD, and we'll bring in Willie at about. What'd you do? You shaved the beard or something, Willie? What's going on? Just the lighting? Oh, by the way, you're muted. You're muted. You really are. You're muted. We're starting off like a regular day here. No, you're muted. Yeah, see the X on you? Oh, there you go.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, but now we got the again.
Really? I'm shouting?
Bip.
All right.
The bip.
Little bit. Little bit. You did talk a little bit there. Yeah.
I think you got to go fix your bip.
My bib.
Yeah, your audio is breaking up. Your bip, like you're talking.
I got new things. I'm gonna try and switch to these.
All right, all right. See you later. Come back when you're unbipped.
How will he know? Can he hear him? Can he hear himself?
No, he can't. We're just gonna bip him all day long. Good morning, DJ.
Good morning, y'all. Mine dog coffee. I don't always drink coffee, but when I do, I get the shits. Mind Dog Coffee.
My brother likes that line, but he wants the shits and can't get the shits.
Try a different blend.
Well, that's what I thought.
There you have, what, 19 different blends?
Yeah, he got whiskey barrel blend, and it says medium on there. I said, well, get the dark, but you know what? Everybody else who's experienced Mind Dog Coffee says the bowel movements are just fine.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, I'm in a weird place. I'm an insomniac to begin with, but last night I got into some conversations that really didn't sit well with me, and now I'm like having to defend my choice of guests. And the thing was, I was going to promote this on Road Comics of America, and John came back with, no, you can't do it because it's trying to take the money out of take money out of the pockets of poor, hardworking comedians. And I was like, no, that's not what it is. It's the same as if those comedians are offering people to come to their show. You can buy a ticket or you cannot buy a ticket.
Right.
But it's just the insinuation that I'm doing something.
It sounds to me like he's about to launch his own course. He doesn't want the competition.
Nah, I don't think so.
No, just it.
I don't think so. Well, it just said that, but I understand that, people don't like comedy classes and stuff like that, or online courses for the most part, coaches and that kind of stuff. Willie's looking like you might have some sound going on. You got some sound going on?
Okay, how's that? Is that better?
No, you're still RFQ.
Okay, well, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna restart my phone and everything, and then I'm gonna come back and sound
Okay, do what you got to do.
Now, I reached out to StreamYard about the issues that we were having, because I let them know that I don't have it when I'm using my computer.
Right.
Only when I'm using my phone. And even then, when I'm using my phone, I don't have it with other platforms. I'm just having it with StreamYard. But StreamYard is the only one where I'm actually producing a show. What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where I'm an admin.
Right.
The other ones, I'm not an admin. I don't know if there's a difference. And they gave me a list of things to try on my phone, some of which I'd already tried, and some of which is stupid. But I'll try it anyway because I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. But right now I'm using my computer because we're doing a long show, and I don't feel like dealing with 3 hours of.
Now, let me. Are you wired into your phone? Is that how you're doing it when you have like a lavalier mic or something?
I have wireless mic.
Okay.
Because what it is, I have earbuds. The thing in my ear is a microphone and an earpiece.
Right. Well, it only happened briefly, and when it happened, it sounded like a wire issue, like something was loose or something like that.
Okay, because I have what I was experiencing was crazy. The clock stopped moving. I didn't realize. First of all, everything looked perfectly normal to me. I didn't see there was no blips or anything like that, but I don't hear myself. That's part of the thing. There's no monitor for me to hear myself. So I had no idea. And then all of a sudden I get the little message that said I'd lost contact. And then I think you said I was muted or no.
People in the chat rooms or somebody. Yeah, I was saying it, but
I can't hear myself, and I don't hear the sound effects anyway. Well, not all of them. I don't hear the fuck.
I would go crazy with the sound effects. When you said play a sound effect, I think I played every sound effect.
Yeah, somebody. I think Ian said, "He's playing them, bro." I heard nothing. I was like, and so I was like, okay, I don't. So that doesn't mean that just because I can't hear it doesn't mean that they can't hear me.
Right.
So I was trying to continue on as though things were that they could hear me, but.
Maybe you should consult with Willie. He's our technical genius, a technical director for the program.
Well, the thing is, I'm not an idiot, and
wait. Let me. I gotta Google this. I gotta fact check. Go ahead. You're not an idiot.
I'm not an idiot. I can troubleshoot things very well.
No.
The thing is, when it comes to like software, I don't like. I'm extremely good with like electronics and stuff like that, where there's a physical thing that I can see.
Snopes.com is giving that a 100% false rating, by the way. All right.
I thought I fixed that. I did. I reached out to Snopes and I said it shouldn't be 100%.
Yeah.
Even my wife doesn't think I'm a complete idiot.
Oh, complete. I didn't put in complete.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, we'll get it sorted out. I know. You know what? Sometimes the glitches add to the comedy. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do.
Yeah, but it disrupts my flow, and half the stuff I'm doing, I haven't written down. It's literally like
But you dropped your papers anyway, right? And yeah,
oh gosh,
papers
yeah, I dropped my paper, and so now I'm going to have. What it is I have so much writing on the paper that I've diminished the margins so that they're like 0.12 inches, I think. So there's like almost no room. I'm up to the edge of the printer, so there's no room for page numbers.
Well, so if I may, I'm going to refer you back to, I think it was episode 2. I think it would help you if you reviewed episode 2, because it's about the difference between an excuse and an explanation. It doesn't seem like you've grasped the concept.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you sound better.
That was mean, man.
Well,
that was funny.
sounded like it sounded excuse-like to me. I don't know. I can't really. I'm not an expert.
Wow.
Neither am I. The Reverend's an expert on difference between an explanation and an excuse.
What's going on, Willie?
Not a whole lot. I'm in Whitworth, South Dakota right now, by the way, which is you know, you probably can't even find it on a map.
Whitmer?
Excuse me, no, Whitworth. Wentworth, South Dakota. Yeah, it's like this town is so small. This is the town. Do you remember when I walked? When I said I walked like 9 miles for a pack of cigarettes?
I don't
because
remember
there
that,
was no convenience store in the town that I was in. I had
no, but I don't really listen to you most of the time anyway, so I wouldn't remember.
I mean, that is true. That is true. That's okay. I want to tell you a quick story. So when I was in prison,
wait a minute, finish the other one.
What are you talking about?
Weren't you talking about how you described
the
town?
Remember when I walked 9 miles? I told you to walk 9 miles, and then that never led anywhere. The sound is so small.
I'm in the same town that I was in when I had walked 9 miles for a pack of cigarettes.
Okay. So all right. Now what story you want to tell us about prison? A prison story.
Yeah, I can't remember now. I don't know. It's something about
really.
Listening to me and stuff. Okay, so my second wife, who we were engaged while I was in prison, and she was, she come into visits quite regularly. And one day we were talking, and I said something that was kind of like respondatory, but she didn't say anything, and she also had like this glassed over look that you guys always get, and then and then I was, and she's like snaps out of it. She's like, "Oh God, I'm sorry, I like wandered off," and I was like, "That's okay. What's the last thing you remember?" And she goes, "Wait, you're not mad that I wasn't listening?" And I said, "God no. For as much as I talk, who can listen to everything I fucking say?" like listen. I know I have problems. I'm very self-aware of these things. I believe it or not, I work on them incessantly. I just started out that bad. You know what I mean? Like
we appreciate all that. As much we're just kidding most of the time. Most of the time, we're just having some fun with you.
God, I hope so. I really hope. I feel like if you weren't kidding, I wouldn't be here anymore. You'd be like, I got to get rid of this fucking guy.
Huh. We're not being shown. There's a technical glitch already on PBM TV. They're not showing us on. It's not on my end. I do nothing we're on the my profile page, but they were supposed to be putting us on the homepage. They just sent me a note that they're not seeing us. They'll fix it later. Have a good show. Blah 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Which would have been a good one to show there, or however many listeners they have. Now they have a viewer count on that page, but it doesn't update. So in order to get it to update, you have to refresh the page. So if you have like last night I was on there were 206 viewers. But if you want to, you go back 2 minutes later, you have to refresh it, start the whole thing over again, and then it'll say like 180 or so how many people dropped off. It's not the best technology yet, but they'll get there. But this whole idea of because the Opie thing, I don't know if you guys aren't on Twitter and you wouldn't know about this. Opie and Anthony. You know, everybody lives in their glory days. All these guys, all these radio guys who had even Howard Stern, who's still on, but he doesn't have the audience he had or the reach he had and the influence they had. And they're kind of living in their glory days. Luis J. Gomez said something just to a fan on Twitter about, because the fan mentioned Opie. He said, "Oh, an Opie reference. Tell me you're a dude over 50 without telling me you're a dude over 50." Meaning, like, all of Opie's fans and Anthony's fans are dudes in their 50s or late 40s or 50s, which is true. Opie read that somehow and got his panties all in a bunch and started coming back at him. And, you know, there's a war now. But for me, and it got really painfully mean but honest, not wrong, but painfully mean when Louis J. Went back to him and said, "Listen, I want to read this because it's so fucking brutal." Not that one. Maybe it's in this thread though. Pardon me while I dig.
Okay.
GD, how was your weekend, man?
Exhausting. Fucking exhausting.
I'm sorry to hear that. What happened?
No, just
brother died. No.
Not. I mean, okay, but what of like you guys didn't have the memorial service already, did you?
No, that's planned for December 1st.
Right. It sounded like it was going to be a ways out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's planning on the December 1st, and he's being cremated, and which really is upsetting to me because we both had a bet on which one was going to piss on the other one's grave, and now, you know, he's being cremated. I was going to be cremated anyway, so
yeah. Okay, but
can't do that. Yeah.
If he's cremated, you can just get some of those ashes. Like I got like a tiny, like, so with my mom's ashes, my mom got cremated, and like, so both my sisters have some ashes, I have some ashes, and then there's like some general ashes that were to go in my father's headstone, but nobody gave a shit enough to get my father a headstone because he was a asshole.
Okay. It wasn't a money thing because we had members of our family who didn't have headstones because we didn't have the money.
I mean, no. We like because there was definitely some money when he passed, and we were gonna get because mom and dad died just over a year apart, and so we did not have a headstone for dad yet, and so when mom passed, we were gonna get a headstone that was like for both of them, and her ashes could actually go in a slot inside the headstone.
Right.
And we were going to do that. But then the more my older sister and I talked about it, the more we realized that neither one of us felt that way about him and wanted to do that. And so I think we did leave it up to my little sister that if she wanted to pay for it and do it, she certainly could. But otherwise, we all had our mother's ashes and stuff. And there was a girl that used to call and complain about my dad not having a headstone, and until finally one day I snapped and stopped being nice about it.
Yeah. My mom is in a bag, in a box, in an urn in my bedroom on the shelf in the closet. When I got her ashes, I took it because I was on the way to a gig. I took it to gig with me and sat her on the bar. And some dude tried to put ashes in, flick his ashes in, and we got in a little bit of a fight over that.
Yeah, that's your mom. Hey, man, that's my mom right there. What are you doing?
But whoever is left on her side of the family was very upset with me that I still have not had a memorial. So it's just like, she wouldn't have wanted. She told me explicitly she didn't want any of that shit, and I've been through enough of them.
Well, and that's all you need, in my opinion. If the deceased, listen, I mean that, and I guess if people want to get together and do their own thing or whatever,
yeah,
but I
that's
think
exactly what I said. You want to? You can come. I'll lend you the ashes for a day if you want to look at them. I don't know, but yeah.
But like, I'm not gonna organize that because I know that that's not what she wanted. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't do that. No. Why would you?
So
You
some
want to
families
respect the last
aren't
wishes.
talking to me about it, and that's fine because that's a win for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you
real.
anyway. Thank you. It makes things holidays a lot better. I found what I was looking for now. Louis, Opie called Louis J. Gomez a phony, and Louis J. comes back with phony. Opie, look how everyone talks about you. All the people that used to have relationships with you, Anthony, Jim, Sam, everyone says you're a thin-skinned cunt. People that know you very personally all hate you now, personally and professionally. You are a loser. Wow. That is so fucking brutal to put on.
Yeah, no, that's super mean.
Thin-skinned. That's ooh.
That's what got you thin-skinned.
Yeah.
Now, the reason it hurts me is I have sort of a history with Opie, even though he wouldn't even fucking know my name. We were both up for the same job at WBAB long before he gave Anthony his fucking step up. Yeah, because Anthony was a fucking construction worker who used to call in the show. Opie had, they were looking for somebody who would be a shock jock. And I was on the sister station, WNYG 1440 AM, WBAB 103.7, something like that. I don't even remember now. 102.3. Let's just go with that. Anyway, they were the FM station. I was on the AM station, and I was up for the job. Opie got the job, and he was terrible at it. He was goofy. He was, but I don't think I would have been much better. To be honest with you, in those days, but he was just taking calls from girls and having them talk about what they were wearing and fucking doing.
Really, dude? That's creepy as fuck.
Huh?
That's creepy as fuck.
Yeah. So that was his entire show. But if he is a loser, having 25 years and got himself a mansion in the Hamptons and a penthouse in New York City off of that, what does that make me?
Yeah, I want to be that kind of loser. Jeez, that's losing. Fuck.
And I know that's, that's a common perception of Opie. And I know I don't think anything Louis J said in that fucking.
Dude, okay, but look at the disrespect that Carrot Top gets. Like among especially the newer comedians, like seasoned comedians, like that know the business and have been around, they got tons of respect for Carrot Top because of his longevity and what he's done with his career. But there's a lot of people that will get on him about him not being a real comedy act because he's a prop comic and stuff. It's like, bro, this guy has made himself a fucking staple in fucking Las Vegas, and you want to talk like he's not good at what he does? You're fucking dumb.
Right. I'm still perplexed by the Opie's success that he did have, though, because, like I said, he was terrible as a shock jock. I got accused of being a Howard Stern wannabe. He was definitely trying, but he didn't have a team.
Right.
He didn't have people. He didn't even have Anthony at that point. And so it was just him in the studio taking phone calls, playing classic rock, and in between just trying to be as shocking as possible. And he was bad at it, but he didn't say the F word like me, so he survived. Anyway, but then somehow WNEW in New York, which was a really powerful station at the time, picked him up from that, even though he sucked as a night guy. And remember, the night guys generally are shit anyway on every radio station. If you're doing a 10 to 12 or a 9 to 12 weeknights, that's a sign that you suck. We just need somebody to fill this time that we know nobody is listening anyway. You know who listens to FM radio between 9 and 12 on weeknights? Kids who are running out to go get their pot or Coke or whatever on the way to the dealer's house. They turn on the radio, and that's it. That's all you get.
I mean,
So
they don't even do that anymore, because I'm telling you what, bro, I can't.
right, I'm
I can't.
thinking last century. I'm thinking a century
Right,
ago.
yeah. I can't remember the last time I got in somebody's car and they didn't connect their phone and play their playlist from their fucking phone. They don't
Right.
even listen to the radio in the car anymore.
Well, that explains where these shock jocks are now, holding on to their glory days desperately.
Yeah.
I mean, the Opie podcast, Opie Radio podcast is what his Twitter handle is. He does it. He does what you do. He just puts up a phone and talks to it. And he doesn't really talk about anything. It's not like I've watched him, but I've this is what I've been told. Anthony Cumia says
Nobody's
this
watching
about.
me either, dog.
That's true.
Now,
True.
Except like I got 5 people that watch me very religiously, and that's like it.
you got 5. How'd you get 5?
Right.
Listen,
You're talking to a guy who had 4.
I was gonna say, I mean, I got a couple of holes and a couple of hands. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, when I was in college, I was on the radio station, and our midnight guy, his name was Starship, and he was the only other black guy on the station. But he was popular, but he didn't. He wanted that shift because he says, because management doesn't give a shit about what I do.
Right. No, that was there was definitely an upside to being on in the middle of the night.
He was good. He was good, and he had a following at night. But nobody, and people kept saying, you should be in the morning. He's like, nah.
I had for an AM station, I had a really good following late at night, but the problem was some of the following were Tom Pantaleo, who actually had a pretty successful radio career after that. He was a rival at the station, and he would listen to me to rat me out to the station management for things that I said. Sometimes because the signal was so bad that he thought I said fuck when I didn't say fuck. And but he would call the station, and we'd have to go play the tapes and say, whatever I said, frickin' or whatever. But he heard fucking, whatever it was. But that's the problem. I had people, I had a decent following for that time. And I had the best ratings on that shitty station because at that time it was moving to a country station. And it wasn't like today's country is like popular with people. That was when country was on a downturn, and they went to an all country format during the day and me at night, and it was terrible.
The show that Starship did at midnight, I filled in for him one night, and he told me, he says, you can do anything you want to do. Nobody pays attention as long as you're playing music. And he says, you can say whatever you want. So literally the girlfriend I had at the time, she came with me to the station, and we played a long song and literally had sex and had the mic open while we had sex on the air.
No,
and people,
bro.
it was like people just thought we were pretending to have sex, and we were literally having sex on the air while we were playing.
I think the statute of limitations has probably expired on that, but that is against the law. It actually is against the law.
What?
No, hang on a second. What about when Howard Stern made that girl come with the subwoofer thing?
Was that on Sirius FM or Sirius XM?
No, that was in his radio days. That was back in his radio days.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty risky. I know it was against the law.
They featured that in the Private Parts movie. I think Jenna Jameson played the actress that was doing it.
Wow.
But
that's interesting.
And even talked about it in a documentary.
Yeah.
Well, I know Stern paid quite a few fines in his day.
Right.
And
Well, and speaking of that, so I wanted to mention this. While I love having a platform where I can really just say whatever I want, and there's not like a limitation like that. However, because I was in Sioux Falls yesterday because that's where the bus came into where I got picked up and stuff. and I went to church last night because whenever I come to Sioux Falls, the pastor that was my pastor while I was in prison has a church on the outside now, and it very much ministers to people coming out of prison, stuff like that. It's called Freedom's Gate Church, and I always like to make a point to go to his services and stuff like that, even though I've kind of moved past that. But at the same time, it's really weird how things happen. But so I'm at church last night, and I cussed in church like 3 different times in a row. By the way, like I cursed, and then I accidentally cursed 2 more times, cursing myself out for cursing in church, and um and I also took the Lord's name in vain. Uh, and I was just like, perhaps I've given myself too much leash.
Wait,
I have
did
a
not
question.
were there any repercussion? Let me go first. Were there
No,
any
no,
repercussions from
they
this?
all, one thing I love about that church is they are a very uh God loves you where you're at kind of church.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't got to look a certain way or have a certain job or have a certain status to be accepted there and to be a part of, and like they all know the kind of stuff that I'm up to. Some of them follow me on social media, they will, we've talked about doing shows. Um and like the thing is like it's not for them, for the ministry kind of aspect, and I applaud them for this actually. um it's not enough for me to just put on a clean show, because I could put on a clean show and we could do a fundraiser for them or whatever. But because of who I was inside, because I was very active in the churches in prison and stuff like that, and so they don't want to present me in that kind of way because I don't live a Christian lifestyle, which I understand. You know what I mean? But
Whoa, 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 whoa.
what?
What's the Christian lifestyle?
Uh, I mean, not when I'm living, bro.
I don't know. I would be
Let's
grateful for
start
that.
there. Like, okay. Okay. So for one, my coarse language, my crude joking, those are not I mean, listen, bro. I mean, the
We don't know
Bible's
that
pretty
Jesus
clear.
didn't talk like that. They just didn't write it down.
I mean, maybe. I mean, and he did. I don't know. It's it's
You
all
don't.
really murky to
Wha-
me because
there was
I've
a meme on not a meme, a picture of a girl who was absolutely she's a teacher for a Christian school, a MAGA person who very right wing. We need to live a Christian lifestyle, all that stuff. And she's a 24-year-old teacher. She's arrested for sending a 16-year-old student nudies of her and inviting him over the house for sex while her husband was away on business.
oh,
So
that's very
if that's
unchristian.
what you mean by not acting like living a Christian lifestyle, I
No,
applaud you for
okay,
that.
okay. So I don't know if we've ever talked about this,
No, we
but
haven't.
I used to be a big DC Talk fan when I was a teenager.
A what fan?
Um, DC Talk, it's a band,
Okay.
mainly comprised of what is now the Newsboys and Toby Mac. But Toby Mac did his own thing, and then the Newsboys were created. But pretty much like half or more of the Newsboys were actually in the band DC Talk back in the day. And on their album Jesus Freak, during in between the songs, they said that the greatest single cause of atheism in the world today is Christians who profess Jesus with their lips, then walk out the door and get on with their lives. And that is what an
I think
unbelieving world finds
that's
unbelievable.
I think they've narrowed it down too much. I think all religion is the cause of it. Organized religion in general is the largest cause of atheism. It turns people off because the hypocrisy is.
Right, yeah, the hypocrisy, yeah. Um, but I mean, like one of the things I like about Freedom's Gate Church is that they don't they don't put themselves up like that. They really have taken on the real heart of Jesus, so to speak, and they just do their best to extend love and kindness and understanding. You know what I mean? And like those are the kind of like I don't know if I'll ever get to a place where I could be a regular churchgoer again. I think it would be a hard thing for me to go back into because I just my thinking has developed to a different place. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I do definitely uh see the benefits and the workings, and and it's like I said before, anything that you put a lot of faith in becomes real in your reality, no matter what. You know what I mean? Like anything that we continually put our energy into, any thought process, any like that becomes our reality. You know what I mean? On the long enough timeline, if you continue to invest in that. And so and that's this is the kind of stuff that people don't step back and understand. There's what, 7 billion people on the planet right now? That
8.
means there's 8
8
billion? Okay.
Eight billion
That's
700,022 and a
yeah.
half.
Reality is only
plus 1.
reality to you. So that means there's 8 billion different realities happening simultaneously.
I think me and GD are both experiencing the same reality in this moment.
I mean, yeah, the reality of being bored to death listening to me.
I'm
Yeah,
actually, I'm home by myself, and there's like all kinds of sounds going on behind me. So if we could play a commercial, I'm going to go investigate.
Oh, okay.
And-
Yeah, I got some too. They're taking down a tree in front of my house, and hopefully they don't take down my cable. But yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to play a commercial.
Yeah,
right.
but if I'm not back, send the police.
Send help.
Send help. Yeah. If I'm not back, send help. Because I don't know, my cat doesn't make those sounds. Okay, my cat.
Yeah, you better.
I have a cat. I know what she does. The sounds she makes.
The wife came home early. She thought she was going to catch you.
She'd have to come by me. I can see my driveway. And she's not walking when she can drive up the driveway. We have a long driveway.
All right, go check it out. We're going to check out True Fire. Check it out.
Over 2 million guitar players worldwide learn, practice, and play with TrueFire. Our learning tools and massive library of video lessons will ignite your technical skills, harmonic knowledge, rhythm playing, and soloing chops. TrueFire's educators are the best in the biz, from Grammy Award winners to world-renowned artists. You'll have access to an unparalleled faculty of over 300 top-notch blues, rock, jazz, country, fingerstyle, and acoustic guitar educators. Using our desktop and mobile apps, you'll work with TrueFire's multi-angle video lessons on any device, anytime, anywhere. Integrated learning tools such as video synced tab and notation, slow-mo, looping, practice jam tracks, and many more handy controls accelerate your learning experience. TrueFire style-specific learning paths guide you every step of the way. Use our assessment tools to find your starting point, then follow our lesson recommendations and track your progress as you work through your personalized TrueFire study plan. Progress faster with private one-on-one instruction, group lessons, multi-track video jams, live streams, song lessons, student forums, TrueFire's Riff magazine, premium jam tracks, and much, much more. With thousands of 5-star ratings and reviews from amateur and pro players alike, you'll find yourself in good company with the world's most comprehensive guitar learning platform. Grab your guitar and ignite your musicality. Sign up free for an all-access trial today.
Carl, you're not Jimi Hendrix, bruv. Oh. All right.
Trying to be Jim.
Wait a
What's
second. Wait. You got abducted and they said, okay, we'll let you finish the stream. Anyway, is that what happened? Carl said he took the course, and see now again.
And okay,
I'm
very upset about
promoting something that is trying to take money out of the hopes and dreams of musicians or wannabe musicians.
li- listen, I'm very upset about this exchange between Carl and Evil Ian here because Carl is obviously trying to say that he's Jim Morrison, and Evil Ian thinks that he's trying to be Jimi Hendrix. How do you get Jimi Hendrix out of the
Every
dying in the bath at 27? That's obviously Jim.
No, well, Jimi Hendrix died in the bath at 27 too.
Oh, I did not know he died in the bath. I get, you know what? My bad. I apologize, Ian. That's my bad. I didn't know how Jimmy died. That's my
I
fault.
I think most of those 27 guys were in a bathtub. Even the ham sandwich. What was ham sandwich? Cass Elliot. And I don't think the ham sandwich stuff was true, by the way. I
Now,
think that
are we sure that
Do you
Hendrix
think they
died
just
in the
said that to
bathtub
be?
and he didn't just like die in the bed and they threw him in the bathtub trying to revive him?
yes, yeah. I'm almost certain that when somebody ODs, that's the first thing you do is throw them in the shower, throw them in the bathroom, see cold water, wake them up, all that kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
Well, the
thinking that he
one,
died on the floor in a pile of vomit and they put him in the tub.
Right. Yeah.
it's not just the cold water is actually for the temperature shock change because part of ODing is your body overheats. So that cold water is actually meant to like shock your body back out of it. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so that is just to kind of
How come they don't? I don't think. Well, that's amateur thinking because they don't do that in hospitals when people die. They don't say, "Well, let's." You don't see a
no,
lot
they
of
give them
doctors
fucking
say,
epinephrine. They got better
No,
shit than fucking
they
cold
put
water.
leeches. Don't they still use leeches?
Shut the fuck up. No, you know, I went to the doctor last week because I had a headache and he pulled out his fucking power drill. I was like, whoa, what the I
"Oh,
was like, I think we got better stuff than that today, Doc. Like
But he wasn't going to use it on
did he
your
tell you to
head.
bang
He
it
had
on a book?"
he did. Go back it on a book. This guy.
I have a carrot top question. Because he's still in Vegas. Does he still have his own hair? Because if he lost his hair, can he still call himself Carrot Top?
What do you mean he lost his hair?
He didn't
I'm
lose his hair.
asking.
He has his hair.
Yeah, he's still
I don't know. I don't know what he looks like now. That's what I'm saying. Does he still
dude,
have his
he's
own
like
hair?
he's actually pretty buff.
He's got
He
fake
looks like he
muscles.
works out pretty hard.
No, he's got fake muscles. He's got injection muscles.
Did he?
Yeah, yeah.
What?
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. I mean, I'm certain he found his way to the gym, but the things that pumped him up were fake muscles. It was injected
Hey,
fake muscles.
speaking of that, so my wife has been getting on this Temu site quite a bit. Do you know about this Temu where it's kind of like Wish? You know, you can get cheap shit on the internet.
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And so I bought one of these like ab stimulators, and I actually got ones for the arms also, right? And the day it came, I put it on and I walked through the house without a shirt on, and my fucking son, like, just when he saw me, he's 22, and he's skinny as a rail, the fucking shit, you know what I mean? Like, and he sees me walking around with this thing, and he just freezes when he sees me, and he's like,
All
"That's
right.
not okay."
Be perfectly honest here now. When you opened it, did you try it on your dick first?
No, God, no. I will say I did think about attaching one of the armbands to my scrotum and seeing
That's
how
what
that went.
yeah, now we're
Yeah.
getting to the real
Yeah,
nitty-gritty.
I haven't done it. But I mean, the thought process was there. You got to remember, bro. I used to shock myself back in the day, like back in the late '90s.
Willie, we don't have to remember. That's just
But
the beauty
he does
of it.
know that.
No. The beauty is we don't have to remember you used to shock yourself. You can tell us. You can tell us, and then we can choose to forget and never think of it again. Okay.
Yeah, no, we're not keeping notes.
Listen, yeah, but like you would think that like the really big ones like that I used to fucking hook myself up to a battery charger, you think that would stick in the back of your mind
No.
You know, when I deal with this guy and he seems kind of off, there's reasons. You know what I mean?
I can think of a different reason. I don't need that reason. I can have other reasons. I don't have to have that reasons.
Yeah, no, I give you plenty. Plenty.
Yeah.
There's a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
Kelly's saying that video would go viral. I disagree. I think it would go probably nauseous, but not quite viral. Anyway.
Well, I don't know. It's interesting. Because I can definitely confidently say I've slept with at least 12 girls that had sex with me just because I had one testicle. Like they were curious about a one ball man. And you know what I mean? So I think even just having one testicle would up the viewership tremendously.
I'm thinking of because I don't know, one of the terrible things I've done on this program promoting authors was the guy who really did a pickup line book. So I'm just thinking maybe there's something in there for you for the bullshit lines to tell women that'll get you laid. Even if you
Right.
don't have one ball, just tell them you do.
Yeah,
It might get you laid more.
Right. Yeah.
My freshman year in college, when I first got there, I passed around the rumor that I was a virgin because it definitely got women competing.
Sure.
He was 18-year-old virgin. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, they want to pick that flower.
Yeah. So that's that. But I don't think a video of you with your Temu thing. Carl says that's a Chinese data. Now you don't have a whole lot of data to steal anyway, right? Outselling Walmart. I don't know, because they always advertise ridiculously low prices, but you have to kind of give him all this information. He's right about the data stuff, and I don't give him any information. I'm not going to be part of that. But I've seen like electric guitars that look like Gibson Les Pauls selling for like $100 or something ridiculous. Like it's a what they call a Chibson, a Chinese.
Yeah,
Gibson.
it's a Gibson Les Paul. West Paul.
Oh,
Les Paul.
That's fucked up.
So,
that's fucked up.
I had an interesting.
You have interesting?
I had an interesting thing happen this weekend. So,
Stop it.
I've been thinking about, you have authors on and stuff like that, and I've really been thinking, and people keep telling me, you should write a book. And like I have a lot of different book ideas or whatever.
You should have said write and not read.
Ha ha ha. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. I have like 9 books on Audible that I can order, so I got to get to that. I don't. You're right. I don't read. I listen. Okay. But I forgot what the hell I was saying.
You should write a book.
Yeah, you should.
Thanks. Yeah,
you should write a book about the books you haven't written books about.
Right. Okay, but there's a lot of different subject matters that I'd like to tackle. You know what I mean? And one of those subject matters being, like, listen, I know what path I was on. I know what the numbers say about what kind of life I should be living or whatever. I should be a goddamn psychopath. You know what I mean? But I changed and I went a different direction because I understood the danger that I was in for that reality. You know what I mean? And so there's this criminal psychologist that's going to be doing a like a presentation in Santa Fe that my wife and I want to go to. And I was thinking about asking her if she wanted to co-write a book with me about stopping yourself from the madness. You know what I mean? Like understanding like the road that leads to those
you
thoughts.
Have to start with cleaning your room. It all starts with cleaning your room. Clean your room. Why are you laughing at me? Now don't you're gonna make me cry.
You sound more like Julia Child right now than Jordan Peterson.
I know. It's early, and I have not slept. I'm an insomniac to begin with, and then I have all these people tweaking me before at bedtime, and then I stay up all night getting fucking mad at fucking people for. Now, this Barry Katz thing. I came at this because I feel bad when I'm being accused. Like I have to question: is there some validity to this? Am I being complicit in like fucking ripping people off? But I know I'm not. I mean, that wasn't my intention. But it still fucking bothers me when people, and it's not just John. A couple of people have said that, like, because I put out an extra promo about this. That was kind of a special edition. But I do think the guy has a lot of information that a lot of people really need. Listen, we can talk about whether it's a fair price or whatever, but there's no doubt there are three levels in comedy. Well, three main levels, and one is the people who are really genuinely talented who haven't really broken through to the mainstream yet. There are people in the middle who are journeymen, who are really talented or hardworking, who are cut out or meant to be journeymen, local clubbers. And
Well,
then
some
you have
of them want that too, though.
that's exactly right. No, that
Yeah,
absolutely, and they can either want more or not. And then you have
right.
people on the bottom who are either talentless or have talent and are dreaming about it, but one reason or another, they're just at that bottom level, and they have no idea about how to advance themselves and how to
Right,
get an agent and how to get noticed and how all that kind of stuff, how to get booked,
right.
how to get real significant stage time, how to manage their time correctly,
Yeah,
and would benefit from this stuff.
which
So
is crucial information to learn.
e- e-
Crucial,
education is
especially
never a ripoff
nowadays,
in my view, unless
because
it's bad education.
when I first started in 2002, comedy was way different.
Yep,
Comedy was so
everything
much
was way
different
different.
than it is today. And so like especially the business of it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I
in
don't
2002, you could still go on morning radio on Opie and Anthony and get. Now, I'm being serious here. You could actually. That was a thing, and now it's not a
right.
thing.
Yeah, morning spots and shit like that. You promote your shows and shit like that. Now I have done that with some of the shows that I did, like when we did the dope show and stuff like that. I worked with Sunny Radio 93.3 in Sioux Falls, Big John Small, who's somebody that dude, I promote this guy all the time. He also does comedy, he also does radio. His wife and him run Sunny Radio. And I mean, uh you know there's still windows of opportunity for that, but they're much smaller than they used to be. You know what I mean? And unless you know that people do, because you're not going to get on the radio at Hot 104.7 or at the Crow or whatever. They're not bringing a comedian on in the morning to promote their show. they
I
don't
never,
they don't
I
do it.
never heard of the Crow.
Well, I'm just saying,
Probably a regional thing, right?
right. My
But
bad.
like this, and we'll talk about it later when Barry gets here. But like, it's not just like sign up and go watch videos type of thing. Tonight at 5 p.m., for instance, they're having a Shane Gillis comedy breakdown featuring Shane Gillis, and they break down, with a bunch of these people who are, established professional comedians. Why it works, why he is,
Right.
so all of that stuff, and
Yeah,
that's
and there
free.
is a why. You
That's
know what I
free.
mean?
Yeah.
Because like I remember when I didn't learn about that until Ron White was how I discovered like how every bit of what I'm doing up there matters. You know what I mean? And like when I started like watching him and paying attention to the it was always the same time when he went to take a drag from his cigar. Sometimes he took it, sometimes he didn't. Always like the things he did with his drinks and stuff like that. Though all those things are intentional mannerisms that he's placed into there to punch up the joke in some way.
Right.
And like when you start to realize those kinds of things, like that's different level shit.
You guys ever hear of Malik Elassal? Elassal.
Malik, yeah.
Malik Elassal. You know him?
I've heard the name, yeah. I think I've
Uh,
seen.
he's got a I don't know if it's a full special on Don't Tell.
Yeah. I love those
Don't,
don't tell and they're doing don't tell in Albuquerque's. I'm gonna try and I got a couple friends that have done that, so I'm gonna try and
really
see if
impressed
I.
with this guy. I saw a 11-minute video of him last night. He was brought up Muslim, But he kind of made, not religious in any way, and was, told not to go into comedy. What are you going to make fun of our life? And he said, yeah, basically. But his mother is a devout Muslim. And he says she wears a hijab everywhere she goes, and she's in a car driving, and some guy flips her off, and then he starts following her around. He's worried about her safety, and he said, "Mom, you maybe not wear the hijab." She said, "No, I'm not changing who I am for these people." And he said, on one hand, I'm proud of my mother for sticking to her guns and being who she is and not letting people intimidate her. On the other hand, I'm worried for her safety. So I thought, well, what can I do? Well, I came up with a possible solution. It's bulletproof hijabs where basically make your hijab out of a Confederate flag. It fucking confuses the hell out of them. They're like, going to give
Oh
you
my
a finger.
God. Oh my God.
Or make it look like a pointy white hat.
I can't shoot. What's the name of that? I can't remember what the name of that. It has a certain flag, right? Or a certain name, a nickname. The Confederate flag.
Old Dixie.
Maybe. Yeah. Like maybe
Stars
that.
and
Yeah.
bars,
I can't shoot the stars and bars.
Right. Yeah. So the guy goes to give him, but so he's got like a really good whole 11 minutes was really good on that stuff. You don't see a lot of that diversity. I mean, we talk. I'm bringing this up because Will Romero is going to be our first guest in a little while, and he a new style of Latino stand-up is is how he describes himself. A new style of Latino stand-up comedy. I'm thinking, well, what's new about it? You're not yelling at everybody? Because if
he's actually funny? No, just let me stop. I'm just teasing.
No, you should be. You should be ashamed of yourself for even saying that.
No, I shouldn't be ashamed.
You should be. You should be ashamed. No, you should be sorry and ashamed.
I'm not sorry. I'm not ashamed. I'm just.
You said you were sorry. Now what are you, a liar?
I am.
Said I'm sorry. Now you're saying you're not sorry.
I'm not sorry anymore.
A new style of Latino comedy.
I realized that what I said was perfectly funny, and I'm not sorry anymore.
It wasn't. We'll ask Barry Katz. He'll say no. But
what does he know? Who's he dealt with? Menage a Trois. What's the guy's name? The one who just got kicked off the Daily Show.
Menage a Trois. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Hassan Minaj.
Yeah. What does Barry know? He deals with people like that.
But if I think about the Latino stand-up comedy, I think of Carlos Mencia yelling at the audience. Yeah, everything yelling. George Lopez yelling.
Fluffy.
Even Freddie Prinze was a yeller. Paul Rodriguez, yeller. So
Fluffy's not much of a yeller.
Who's not?
Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy.
Don't know.
You don't know who Fluffy is, bro?
No.
How can you not know this? No, listen.
He doesn't know who Bill Burr is. You're gonna get me on.
That just tells me that you haven't seen Magic Mike, which is very disappointing because
I haven't seen anything.
He was the DJ Magic Mike. Now, GD, I know you've seen Magic Mike. You were probably an extra in some of those.
No, I haven't, because once I stopped dancing, there was no need for me to look back at it because I've done it. It's like, okay, I've lived those days.
Gabriel Iglesias, he's fluffy.
I believe so.
And do you know his work?
I'm familiar with some of it.
And he's not a yeller?
I don't remember him as being a yeller.
Huh.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's not a yeller.
Yeah, he's not.
So he is the new style of. I'm just saying that when Latino stand-up comedy comes to my mind, that's the first thing I think of is these guys who are just over the top, always yelling at me. And
he probably just means that it's less hardworking. You know what I mean?
See, no, he can say, "Oh man, oh." I'm not. No, don't say shit, Glenn. Why?
What?
Wow. The word edgy. A lot of people go. What does edgy even mean in comedy anymore?
I don't know. It's overused, just like the people
way
use
over
the word. Just like the people use the word comedian in their name.
Okay,
You know,
let
there's
me
just
ask.
some things. Yeah.
Let me ask you guys what you think of this, because I'm doing a roast on Saturday, and I know
I think it's 1 pound. It's 1 hour. It's what 15
Right.
minutes per pound.
Yeah.
no. I mean, I'm a part of a roast on Saturday,
I would use potatoes.
but
Yeah,
here's the
and
thing.
carrots.
What I'm thinking about doing is, because of my reputation, everybody's probably going to expect me to say some of the most outlandish shit that's said that night, which I do want to be that person that does say the most outlandish thing of the night for sure. I do want to be that guy.
Why?
However, I would also like to really turn it on its ear and and uh be nice and but be funny, but say like extremely like nice things instead of
All right.
What's wrong
Now,
with being yourself?
well, yeah, but if you
I want to
would,
do both.
if you
I want to
would
show
just,
them just
can,
how
can,
bipolar I really
can we
am.
start over, please? Just lay on the couch. Lay back on the couch.
All right.
All right.
Do I have?
Why?
Is it? Am I
Tell me, William.
crazy?
Tell me, William. Why is it important to you to say the most outlandish thing of the night?
Um.
Oh, that's a good answer.
It is.
Well, no.
Perfect.
Like, listen. I wanna give a real and I don't want to
I
just
know, I
knee
know,
jerk it.
I know. But dead air is
Because
always good radio.
that's honestly probably that's a much deeper question than some people might think. You know
I
what I
know it
mean?
is. No,
Because like you know, I, I don't.
you want to be known as the bad boy. Why? Why is this? Why do you want to be a bad boy so bad? Isn't a prison record of 10 years in prison enough to establish your credibility as a bad boy?
No, okay, maybe I don't listen. Maybe the problem is gotta you're gonna make me say this out loud on the internet. You're
Yes,
such a jerk. All right.
yes.
Maybe the problem is that I don't want to be a bad boy. Maybe I want to be the bad boy. You know what
That's
I'm saying,
impossible.
bro?
That's impossible.
Ah, I
That's
don't
like
know.
being the fastest gun. There's always somebody faster.
Okay, but like until there isn't. You see what I'm saying?
No,
Like
because
no, like
there
but that's the
always
thing.
because there always is because you age out no matter what. The fastest gun always meets his match.
Okay, but
You
that
want to die
is
young.
knowing
That's
when
basically
that
what
is
you just
when
said.
knowing that's why that's the importance of knowing when to pack up and go home. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
But what you just said is, basically means you want to die young because that there's only one way out of that.
no. I mean, I
IMB.
don't well, and I don't mean
Yeah.
it like that, but I mean, what I mean is you stop presenting yourself in those ways for those situations, for those scenarios. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Like, and even like, listen, bro. And it's kind of like that Toby Keith song. Like, I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. And like, like I know, like, and I'll be honest, like this side of 40, I don't know what hits or whatever I could take, but like the last physical altercation I had in prison um was when I was on the hill, and I want to say it was like right before I went to Springfield, and so it was the um like the summer of 2014. Okay. And now 3 months prior to this, I had gotten into an altercation with my cellmate, and it was real bad. And I was very um ashamed of myself for what took place that day,
Wow.
because I conducted myself in a way that was very contrary to the changes that I was trying to make in my life. And so, like, me insulting my cellmate really brought about a much more rigorous application of the standards and principles that I was trying to live my life by. And so then, like 3 months later, I'm in the chow hall, and there's four seats at each table, like square tables, and they're all like shifty stop sign fucking seats that like suck ass. And the way it was in the South Dakota prison system, you don't get to sit wherever the fuck you want. Like you sit, like it's filed in, and everybody sits as they come in or whatever. And if you get separated from the dude you're trying to eat with, tough fucking luck. Like you don't get to skip a chair or whatever. Like you got to fill in as you come in, right? And so I'm sitting next to this dude, and he keeps blowing on his food, right? And when he's blowing on his food, I like he's blowing also onto my tray. And so I just I rested my hand on the edge of my food tray to like guard against his fucking spit and shit from blowing on his food to touch my shit, right? And he got mad at me for doing that. He felt disrespected by me guarding my tray in that way. And he said something about it. And I'm like, I don't want you blowing my food, dude. It's my tray. I'll put my hand there if I want. And this dude, bam, just busted me right in the fucking mouth. And it actually hit me so hard that it put my bottom tooth through my fucking lip with that first blast. And so I immediately stood up because I knew that like I have to get on my feet because the last thing I want to do is get knocked on the ground. You do not want to be on the ground in a prison fight. They will put the fucking boots to you. You will get fucked up and you will talk different. You know what I mean? Like, so
So
I immediately popped to my feet. I'm in the chow hall. There's guards there. I'm on camera. There's tons of fucking witnesses. In this prison system, if I retaliate and engage in this, we're both going to the shoot. But if I do nothing, I can just get out of this and it's whatever. And I was right on the edge with my disciplinary points, and I knew that I was just about to get transferred. So I knew I couldn't have trouble right now. Plus, I also like had this event 3 months prior to where like I know that I don't want to respond in this way anymore. You know what I mean? But the guards don't move in right away or anything. And this fucking dude lights me up. Fucking like hit me with like a 7-piece fucking combo that ended with he grabbed me in a Muay Thai clutch and kneed me in the center of my fucking forehead. And I stood straight up and I looked him in the face and I was like, what the fuck, dude? And everybody just like, and then that's when guards came and they took him away and they took me away also. But then, like, they reviewed the cameras and everything and saw that I didn't retaliate. But, like, I knew that I didn't want to, and especially what it was over. It was over nothing, bro. It was over absolutely nothing. And, like,
uh, if I
what?
may,
Sure. I'm sorry.
what was the point of this? Of you telling us this story? Why? What's our takeaway here?
Okay.
Wow.
You don't. I forgot how we started. To be honest,
So did we.
I
That's
forgot
the
how we got
point.
there.
That's the point. I'm sure there was an intended
There
point
was a
when you
connection
started,
somewhere, but
but
you know
The
what?
last thing I
Like,
remember was there was a roast.
yeah.
about why is it so important? You say about I don't fucking know. You know what?
Is it that you just love to sound your own voice and I just could keep
Hey, you know
talking?
what? I probably do. I probably do.
I mean, generally, I think there must have been an intended point at some point
I
when you
know there
started out.
was. I know there was. For sure there was.
But
By the way, I also realized that I've been over talking guests. I'm going to really work on not doing that. I don't want to do that. And I'm glad. Please, if I do it, please continue to point it out because I
what?
certainly don't want to do it.
It's just like I think we were desperate for a point. Like there's got to be a takeaway from this. Why am I
Yeah,
hearing
no,
this story?
they're okay. I don't know. I don't know what triggered us getting into Yes, it
do. The
does
guy
make
was
you kind of
blowing on his
lost sometimes.
food. He was blowing on his food. That was what triggered it.
No. But I mean, the converse, like me
Oh,
getting into that or whatever, because I know,
We
because
started
you were
with the
saying
roast.
like there's always somebody badder or whatever,
yeah.
and like, um, oh shit, okay, that's
Okay. Well,
what. I don't know, like, so that was like what 2014. So that shit, that's almost 9. So that's like 9 years ago. And like, I don't know if I could still take the hits like that, but like that dude hit hard as fuck. And like he was a big native dude with big ass fucking brick ass hands. And like that dude, like he knocked me around and I fucking just looked at him. And so like I don't know if I could, because my wife and I talked about it because of our need for money. Like I talked about possibly fighting again. You know what I mean? But when I did the research in New Mexico, in order to get uh approved by the athletic commission, if you're over 40, like you have to have a CAT scan and all
yeah.
sorts of shit done
Yeah,
in
you're
order
too
to be
old.
able to fight.
You're way too
Huh?
fucking old. You're way too old. You're way too old to get back. It's a young man's game. Because one shot could fucking kill you. Definitely.
I
This
mean,
is
yeah, maybe,
yeah,
maybe.
you take one good fucking shot to the head, boom. And that, listen, it could happen to a 22-year-old too, but it's far more likely to happen to a 42-year-old than it is to
Yeah,
a
no,
20.
you're for sure right on that. And I mean, that's even why, like, even Joe Rogan talks about how that's why he doesn't do the same kind of sparrings that he used to and stuff, because he knocked a guy out and he didn't wake up, and it freaked him out.
Oh, really? He
And he
killed the
realized
guy?
that could be me.
He killed the
Huh?
guy?
No,
Well,
he did. Well, no,
well,
like, but
not
like he
waking
didn't
up.
wake up. Like he didn't
Oh,
wake up right away within seconds or whatever. They like really
all
had to like work on him to get him back. And
right.
when that happens right in front of you, and it'll change your perspective for sure.
Well, I'm
Um,
having nightmares right now.
about
Uh,
what?
Will Romero, who, because my email went down today, so and for some
And
reason
he's
I think
late.
my main email, yeah, he's late. My main email is not working and it's rejecting my password, so I'm not getting emails. So if he's late, if he's missing, he missed the show last week and he was excited. He felt bad about it. It's a time zone thing. I'll definitely be there next week, and so if
Did
he's
he
not.
say next week or mañana? Because there's a difference in the
No,
culture.
he said next week. He
Oh
knew
my
the
God,
date.
this guy.
But that would mean we have to cover for a whole other hour before Barry gets here. And the
We can
first
talk
hour,
about.
look at how the first hour went. The second hour is not looking very pretty.
Well,
Oh
we
my
could play
God.
a
What do you
commercial.
mean? How the first hour went?
Second
Yeah.
hour,
You know
we play a
what?
commercial, make some money.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Welcome to a better way to buy wine. NakedWines.com is a customer-funded wine business. We don't just sell wines, we make them happen. Since launching in the UK in 2008, Angels have helped us invest in over 159 independent winemakers in 14 different countries. Turns out, it's better business for everyone. Our winemakers get to sell all of their wines and make a living. We make the same margins as everyone else and have a lot of fun in the process. As a wine drinker, for the $40 a month you probably would have spent on wine anyway, you get wholesale prices. You can be sure that all of our wines have been lovingly made by a talented winemaker and stripped of all the costs that add nothing to the flavor or quality of the juice in the bottle. Support independent winemakers. Get better wine in return. With the support of 300,000 wine drinkers, we fund talented,
I just changed the tires on my
independent
car
winemakers
in the time
up front.
this commercial is running.
This
It's still
way,
not over.
they get to spend all of their attention on making you the best wine possible. World-class wine direct from talented independent winemakers. A better deal, up to 60% off market prices. A better way to discover tasty new favorites with over 2 million reviews from wine drinkers just like you. Become an angel today and get started. Visit minddogtv.com and click the banner on the homepage.
Yeah, put that banner. I don't think Will is showing up. It's a terrible thing to not show up 2 weeks in a row. And you know what? The first week to say I fucked up, and you know what? I changed my mind. But to not show up now, I have to. I feel almost indebted to badmouth him. No, we're not on. I'm looking at PBM TV, and they got something very strange up there, which is not us, like a DJ at a rave or something. I'm certain that's not going on right now. That's not live.
I mean, it could be in another part of the world.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Okay.
in some white part of America, very white part of America.
I'm not sure that Will is going to show. Ramiro is going to show up only because I was watching the viewers.
Yeah.
And during the time that he was expected to come on, it went up. There were like 6 people checked in, and now they checked out, and he's not here. So I think they checked in. He's like, "I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there," and they're like, "Okay, I'll watch." And then he's like, "Okay, he's not here. Fuck it," and then he just dropped out again.
Yeah. What are you looking at? That thing on StreamYard? That's not reliable. Even numbers going up and down on that. Nothing is accurate about that at all. You don't pay any attention to that number because it's always wrong. It could be wrong on either way, either up or down, but it means nothing.
Wait a minute. You mean when I'm doing the reference show, if it says 2 viewers,
I don't know. We can't hear a word you're saying. We can't hear a word you're saying in between the laughter. So, do you know what he said? Do you mean?
Fuck no. Fuck no. That was like worse than a kung fu movie.
Yeah.
That was
I'm sorry. I'm trying to say it again. Are you telling me? Is that better? Are you telling me that on the Sunday show, if it says 2 viewers, it could be less?
Yes, absolutely, because it absolutely probably is, because one of them is you. But no, the number, I don't know how that counter works, but I have seen it when we've had like 40 or 50 people in the room, and it still says like 3 or something.
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
And then you go back and look at the Facebook numbers on my personal channel, and it'll say 112.
Right.
So yeah.
There's no. That's why you said "Lay Down Your Guns" has like thousands and thousands of like listens or whatever. I didn't even know that. You know.
Yeah. Well, that's
I only see the YouTube thing.
Yeah, YouTube, and I think there's like 500 on YouTube or something. But if you look at Spotify,
no, we're over 1,000 on YouTube for "Lay Down Your Guns."
Huh?
We're over 1K on YouTube for.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, I didn't know that.
So how are my songs doing?
By the way, I can't wait to perform that with you someday. Is that going to happen? We should do that.
Do what?
We should have a time where we actually, you do a country show on Sundays. You could really throw that in the mix, I'm sure.
I've been thinking about that. Now, glad you brought that up because this week is a really slow week. Got no guests for Wednesday. I have a Wednesday night show that just booked overnight, which I can't even confirm because I got to get my email fixed. But no guests Wednesday. Thursday is Thanksgiving, and no guests booked for Friday yet. So it's a
I can probably
light
get
week.
us a guest for Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get somebody from the roast to come on.
I
for
probably
Wednesday.
won't be here on Wednesday. It's very, very likely I won't be here Wednesday because I may be in transit.
Oh, thank God. I mean,
Jesus.
that's terrible.
Wow.
That's
Oh,
awful.
what do you say when I'm gone? Jeez.
Oh, you didn't listen?
I listened to a little bit. I was able to listen to for just
GD was fucking bad mouthing you. I'm not kidding about this. He said, "Well, here's what he said. He said I like dick, and which did not come as a surprise. But he said, "Can we keep him and get rid of Willie?" He definitely said that. Listen to the tape. Go back and listen to the tape. He wanted to keep Dick.
It was a trade. It was a swap. It wasn't just get rid of. It was a trade. So it wasn't like you'd be out of work. You'd have work. You just be on a different show.
Right.
I mean, what?
Well, the important takeaway here is that he verified the rumors that he likes Dick.
Well, I mean, who doesn't though? I mean, listen, I'm really glad.
Wait a minute. Wait. What are you saying? What are you saying? Who doesn't?
Not even your own?
Right. Listen, you know what? I mean, I'll be honest. That's what's kept me from being gay is that I hate peanut. I hate dick. I don't even like my dick. If you saw how I treated that thing, you would know. Like he's not nice to it. Like,
see now, I'm very nice to mine. I have like a pillow that I put under its head when it's sleeping. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, you know what? Now that you mention it, I have a friend, Sarah Manson.
Pillow?
She collects celebrity dick pics and she prefers them to be in costume of some sort. So, I should hook you and Sarah up so that you guys can work out a deal. She's got, yeah. She's the patriotic blowjob champion. Did you know that?
So when you say celebrity dick pics, so like, are these like the dick pics of celebrities, or do I like dress my dick up as, let's say, Wesley Snipes and take a picture?
Either
of it, like
or.
Blade?
She would love that. She would love that.
Because I've done that once as a joke. I dressed it up as a clown.
Yeah.
and took a picture, but that's not for public consumption. Unless I can get a good price for it.
I think she keeps it in her own private collection, but she talks about it in her stand-up that she has this celebrity dick pic.
Oh no, collection. I'm not trusting a comedian. No, I can't. No, I'm not trusting a comedian. No. You never.
She's an upstanding comedian.
Don't care, because you give with comedian anything becomes fair game for material. At some
I have
point.
Questions.
I have answers.
I don't think you have answers.
Maybe not. I'll fake it like I do.
To get a celebrity to send you a dick pic puts that celebrity at quite a risk of exposure, dare I say.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a celebrity saying, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'll send you a dick pic," because blackmail me. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, okay. So, like I said, she does. So she has quite a variety. Like she has actual dick pics of celebrities. She's got
seen this collection. I mean, how do you know? How would we know?
I know her. She's a Sioux Falls comedian.
Yeah, but how would we know whose penises they are? I mean, is there like a long shot so you see the whole body and everything? You know what I'm saying? I would. To be fair, I mean, she hasn't really said. It's not like she shows these pictures to a bunch of people. She just brags about her collection. Now, and I've been. I shouldn't. I want to be careful how I say this because I don't want it to sound wrong. I know, like I know that she's collected
actual celebrity dick pics and stuff like that. She's got a very interesting position that allows her a lot of access to celebrities. She's the talent. She's
Okay,
the
see, like
talent
my
handler
question,
at a venue.
so like, my question, like for example, there is a town in Florida called
There's a
Celebrity.
town where I was born.
I mean, I'm
There's,
sure.
there's a town. Wait, there's a town in Florida called Celebrity. So are these penises of people from that town of Celebrity? So she can say they're dick pics, celebrity dick pics.
You know what?
I just have difficulty understanding why any celebrity, like Matt says, would put themselves in a position to be blackmailed.
I just want to go on record saying that GD has agreed with me. I am completely taking back what I said.
Yeah, and I just want to point out that she is an all-inclusive celebrity dick pic person. Okay, so she would love to have dick pics from people that live in celebrity Florida. She would love that. That would definitely go in her celebrity dick pic collection. She would love to have dick pics of more celebrities, and she would love it if just an average Joe dressed up their penis like Bill Cosby, complete with a fucking Mickey and everything, and sent that. She'd love that. She just wants more pictures of more dicks.
Have you personally verified her dick pic collection? Have you seen any of them?
I've seen a couple. I've seen a few.
Now, how did you verify who they belong to, though? Like,
I
could show you my dick and say it's
into the realm of trust.
Ben Affleck's
which
dick.
Evil Ian pointed out that she sounds like a liar. I'm sure some of it is probably embellished because it's also part of her comedy routine.
That's
know what I mean?
I'm saying.
Like people have to, but I do know that she definitely
likes a dick pic dressed up.
Yeah. And I think that's like her main preferred form of a dick pic is somebody sending her a dick pic that is like a costumed dick pic. She loves those.
Now, have you seen Kentucky Fried Movie?
Have I seen what movie?
Kentucky Fried Movie?
No. What? I've never even heard of it. What is it?
Yeah, it was not exactly The Godfather.
Yeah, no shit.
Let me see if I can find
not exactly.
So she's into coxplay then, not cosplay.
Right. Yeah. Oh my God. You know what, GD, I'm writing that down and I'm telling her. Is that okay?
I don't care. Yeah.
Because that's super solid, and that would fit into her routine like no tomorrow.
All right, this is going to get me a copyright strike, but I don't care. Let's see how we can. Oh, does this probably doesn't put in the audio from it, so maybe you won't even be able to hear this. But this is we'll see if we can get this to work. Let me know if you guys can hear this. You hear it?
Not yet.
No.
No. Still not here. Damn. I don't know why it doesn't include the audio from this. This is Safety Sam. If you get a close-up of Safety Sam, he's talking about venereal diseases. Let's see if we get a close-up of him. Oh, there he is.
Okay, yeah.
So that's basically dressed up dick. I can't believe you don't hear that audio though. At some reason that's not happening here. Let's do this. Anyway, so
but the clam had audio. So is that like a different source? When you did the clam video, that had audio.
I think I played the clam video actually from the desktop. That was actually a YouTube thing, and from a different browser. For some reason, this browser does not take audio. Firefox. I'm using this because I was having issues with Chrome doing the stuff that was making stuff fuzzy and stuff. All sorts of fucking problems everywhere. Anyway,
did you want to talk about space?
Did I want to talk about what?
Space.
space.
Yeah, remember I told you I'd bring you some figures.
Some
Now,
footage.
and this is like, and actually, if we can, I'd like to do like a whole series. And if you want to wait to start it, we can, or we can do it today. But I'd like to do a whole series called "What's Going On Out There."
Uh, what
And
is going?
meaning
What
out there being space. Yeah, I love it.
what do you think is going on out there?
Okay, well, do you want me to read this thing that I?
You could read a thing, but I really want to hear it, and not like a 15-minute diatribe. What do you think is going on out there?
Oh, well, a lot to be honest with you. There's a ton going on, and I mean, just from our aspect, not like we're not even going to get into other forms of life or whatever, but just what we've been up to the last few years. Okay.
Okay.
Um. All right. So they're basically saying that we're in the midst of the fourth industrial revolution. The advancement of technologies such as blockchain technology, AI, 3D printing, nanotechnology, and biotechnology have led to two key trends: the decreasing in launch costs and the increasing of capabilities of smaller satellites. The reusable rockets becoming a reality makes trips to the lower Earth, which so the lower Earth is like our atmosphere, like up in our atmosphere, which I don't know why they call it lower Earth. That seems weird to me. Um, but much more accessible to companies and individuals. So these smaller satellite launches have increased dramatically in recent years, from 53 in 2017 to 1,743 in
Right.
2021. That's a huge fucking jump
Right.
That's a
in
lot of
just
space junk.
4
That's
years.
a lot of space junk.
A lot of space junk. I agree.
Uh, sure. That's true. As of 2021, the global space industry has over 10,000 private space technology companies, over 5,000 large investors, by 130 state organizations, and over 20 business sectors. Um,
20
and the
business sectors.
U.S. What was that?
20 business sectors. Now I know three of them. Virgin Airlines. I know four of them. Virgin Airlines, Musk, SpaceX, and Blue Horizons, which is Bezos' thing. And then there's that one in New Zealand with the fucking balloon people that I know of. Those are four out of that 20. All
Right.
right, continue.
So we're going to get into some deeper numbers here. I didn't get into a lot of the different companies, but it'll be clear that there's a lot of people involved now, which is why it's advancing so quickly. The U.S. Led public space investment in 2021 with $54.6 billion, almost 60% of the global investment in space. China being second with 10.3 billion in 2021. In addition, 20 countries across 4 continents now have a civil space budget of at least 10, I think $10 million,
All right, let me
or no,
interrupt here.
$100 million.
Let me interrupt here.
Yeah.
Is it your educated opinion that the people listening to this are not bored by these stats?
Oh my God. Well,
No, I'm serious. I mean, you can. Do you think these people? You're not putting people to sleep with reading off numbers. You can just say they're spending a
I think people are pretty. This
You
is
can just
intriguing information, bro.
yeah. You can make the point much more concise by saying we're spending a shitload of money, trillions of dollars on space stuff, without listing every single penny and every single endeavor that's going on.
I mean,
And
I'm trying to point out the vastness of this because,
yeah, but you could do it much more concise than listing everything that's on that sheet. I'm just to tell people in the chat room how many people retained any of that information that we just read off. Anybody want to comment on how much you remember of what he just read?
Okay, it's not a matter of whether or not they remember the specifics, but rather the contrast
The
between
point
the specifics.
the point
Because
is No, the point is just we're spending a shit ton of money on fucking space stuff. There's a lot going out.
Stuff that's going to fall down eventually. They just don't want to. Just that nobody's been hurt by it yet, so nobody gives a shit.
All right, and so we've established your point now. You made your point. What is? Where do you go from here? What is your takeaway from that?
So the reason I brought it up on Friday is that we were talking about how that the line is like a stepping stone to us, like building civilizations on Mars and other planets and stuff like that. And so what this was intended to do is point out the vast difference in, like, okay, so we went to the moon, what, 70 years ago or whatever, and now we're at this point. You know what I mean? We're literally, and advancement prior to now, prior to the last 5 or 10 years or whatever, has been somewhat slow. You know what I mean? But like, especially over the last 15 years, we've seen a huge spike, and that spike is getting bigger and bigger because as technology advances, it advances faster. And so the further we go along this train, the faster the advances are going to come again and again and again and again. And that's why, like, when we, like, it's not unthinkable that we're going to, by 2030, be sending people on a semi-regular basis to fucking Mars.
Did you see your buddy Elon's launch on Friday?
I did not.
Oh, that might help with a little context. It had a unexpected disassembly about 7,000 feet above Earth, and that's how far he made it. I think he's got a little bit to go before he starts sending people to Mars. He can't make it to the edge of the atmosphere.
And also, they're not serious about this. And the reason why I know they're not serious about this is because if you just look at the science of it, okay, when in horse racing, to help the horses move faster, they put on smaller and smaller jockeys. They get the smallest, most efficient jockey they can find. So with space exploration, one of the problems you're going to have is food, okay? And they're trying to get rid. They don't want to carry all the food. They don't want to carry all the extra weight. And I don't see them training anorexics, okay? So that they can
but what they're probably going to do is instead of food, you're going to have supplement.
But even still, they still want the smallest people that they can carry up there. So they don't. They should be training anorexics and jockeys to be for the space exploration, and they're not. So they're not serious. No, I'm sorry.
Unexpected rapid disassembly is what.
That's just, instead of saying it blew up.
It blew up.
Yeah, it blew up.
But I would also like to. Do you know what the goal outcome was of that particular launch?
It was to prove that we could make it out of the atmosphere.
Well, no, not always necessarily. Sometimes a launch.
That's what the stated mission of this was.
Oh, okay, okay, all right.
It failed minutes after almost reaching space. That's what
the only thing missing from that statement was voluntary, because they said unexpected. So they said unexpected voluntary disassembly. That's because that was such a bullshit.
In other words, missed it by that much.
So basically, if you look at 1963 and 1964 Apollo missions where we were doing the same things and stuff were blowing up, 60 years later, we still have the same. So if technology is advancing all that fast, not really, because we're still having the same kind of unexpected disassemblies.
But the advancement is they're exploding with different types of fuel. Back then, they exploded.
Also, there is really, as Jonesy, when he was on the program, he was talking about Mars. There's nothing fucking there. We know what's there. We've sent drones there. They talk about the possibility of ancient water, but other than that, we have nothing but dead dirt, freezing temperatures, no reason to be there. And if it's a stepping stone towards building something further out, it makes no sense to spend that much time and energy to build something on a rock that we're only going to use as, see, we could do it. And then, where do you go from there? Because
Well, I think the idea is that they want to use different planets as satellite stations to continue to travel throughout space.
I don't think
I think
I
they
mean,
just want their names in the history books in a way that nobody else can replace it. So that I was the first one to put a person on Mars,
right.
and that's it. And it doesn't matter how long that person lived. As long as they lived like 20 minutes to pass whatever arbitrary timeline they put on there, so that they can say that, yeah, there was life on Mars. It was for 20 minutes. That's it. They want the fame. They don't give a shit about us. They don't give a shit about technology and advancement. They just want their name and their fame at the expense of others.
Well, let me before you say another word, I want to say goodbye to Govs. Happy